In this video, I'm going to talk about these Braum seats and just kind of doing a review after having them for probably driving with the car 2 months now, 2 or 3 months. So I'm going to talk about how comfortable they've been, how bolstered they are, how I've handled long drives with them, how they handle the heat, and just my overall thought on the quality and everything of how they've been so far. But first, I need to wash it, so let's go to that.
I have to let you know how this stuff works. It's interesting.
So overall, for how the seats have been comfortable, if we were doing like a rating system, I'd do like 9 out of 10 probably. My longest drive in them have probably been just over 2 hours roughly. And usually by then in the stock seats, I didn't have the Recaros, I had the leather power, I guess you call them like luxury seats, not the cloth ones, but like the middle of the road. My back would be hurting after 2 hours, but with these, I felt fine. It was great. It was mostly highway. It wasn't like back road canyon driving. Maybe then they might hurt a little bit more from getting thrown around, but overall, for long distance cruising, they're great. Now for bolstering, I knew they weren't too aggressive when I bought them. I didn't want them super aggressive to the point where it'd be uncomfortable to drive the car, or to the point where it was hard to get in and out of the car, because I used to daily drive this. Now I drive it like 3 or 4 times a week. But they are definitely bolstered more. I slid it around a couple times and I definitely felt tighter in the seat, but they are still more on the luxury side of like a racing seat, I guess you would say, to the point where it's not annoyingly bolstered. It's just enough, I would say, for my liking. Everyone has different preferences on what they prefer. Now, I went with the leather too instead of the Alcantara or the suede, whatever you want to, either way you win. So in the sun, they do get hot. That's all just kind of part of having leather seats in the summertime. They're going to get hot. These don't have a cooling feature like the other ones, which I didn't really use anyways, but I guess that would be a perk if you wanted them, but they were a stripped down aftermarket seat. They weren't meant to have all the other luxuries like heated and cooled and everything. So yes, leather gets hot. That's the only like downside, I guess, but I knew that was going to happen. But I wanted leather to go with the rest of the interior because the front dash pad and the doors have some leather on them, and I just thought Alcantara might be a little bit weird with nothing else being there. Now, the only downside of these seats I found were that, for my personal liking, the seat didn't go back far enough. So what I did was notched the seat bracket a little bit to push it back more, and that seemed to help a little bit more. It could go back a little further. I'm 6'2", so I'm on the taller side, I guess you would say. But it's not an uncomfortable seating position. I've gotten used to it. The other thing was how low the front bottoms were of the seat. It didn't feel like it supported under your legs enough. So what I did was made up some little spacers out of an aluminum pipe, I guess you could call it, just to raise the front up a little bit, and that seemed to help drastically. Now, after driving it too for a while, for a couple months, I've gotten used to it. But those are the two things that I just seem like personally I didn't like, but it wasn't anything that you couldn't fix. So I would say for the price that Braum seats are, they're not on the cheap side, I would say, but they're definitely not the most expensive seats. I think they're well worth their money. I do think they have a warranty on them too. The quality I found has been awesome. I mean, I don't really beat up my seats, but it doesn't seem like the leather creases easy or anything, and these are carbon back, and that seems to be perfectly fine. So I think for the money, they're well worth it. If you can sit in a pair before you buy them, I definitely would. If your friend has some or something, go for a ride with him, see how you like it. I haven't heard any complaints from the passengers, although I haven't had my friend that's on the bigger side sitting here yet. So I don't know, maybe they'll be a little too tight for him, but my girlfriend hasn't complained. So I'd say get a set. Thanks for watching.